Hello everyone, welcome to AdiTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the levels for 25th August, the monthly expiry as well. This is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. First, we'll just see where we could have bought today, and then we'll see what are the possible levels that might work for tomorrow. This is the 15-minute chart of Bank Nifty. Now, first, coming to where we could have bought, right? I'm just going to shift to a 5-minute chart and see, the moment we got this gap down and this up move, obviously this would have been the previous day high, would have been a good resistance, right? See, even though there was this resistance over here and the market was reversing because of the kind of bullishness that we had, right? We could have taken a shot here, and if you look at the CPR for the day, this is just the 5-minute chart. We kind of took resistance at the previous day high and dipped. So this was one good scalp on the downside, and the best trade was over here when this kind of this doji candle came. See, when the previous day high broke on the downside, right? I had a view we'll hit the the daily CPR for sure, but we just missed it by a few points. But there was a very good buy over here. Why? One is this was pretty close to the support, right? In the morning, where we bounced exactly there, we got this bounce. And another thing is there was a nice hidden divergence. Let me get rid of this. What was the hidden divergence? Is the price was making a higher high, but the indicator RSI on 5 minutes was making a lower high. So this was a nice indication. Obviously, we won't buy just because we see this divergence, right? We need a follow. We need the candle. This pattern was like a nice morning star, this pattern, and then the target on the upside was the day's high, but we broke that and exactly took resistance at about, we stopped at 39,100, and even this level was, once we broke this day's high, right, I had a view that definitely we're going to hit this, but this came this last move came at though it was a 170 200 point move, but it came post 3 o'clock, so there's no point in trying to trade that. But when this move was coming, the first target was this previous day high. This was achieved beautifully, and when this broke, had a view, but after 3 o'clock it's always best not to take a trade. But for past 2 days we are getting only the best moves at post 3 o'clock. See, even I did mention about this point. I'm just going to shift to a 15-minute chart. We could take resistance at this 61, 0.61% of the Fibonacci. See, I was expecting a gap up, right? Yesterday I said if we get a gap up, we could get a nice reversal here, but we ended up getting a gap down. The US market slipped later on, and that made SGX Nifty also go down. So we ended up getting if we had got a gap up, definitely we would have got a nice rejection around this area. Now, coming for levels for tomorrow can be a very volatile day. If somebody is very new to trading, the best thing to do is just avoid trading, because it's the monthly expiry, right? You'll have violent moves. Now, firstly, we'll just see whether we're going to get a gap up or a gap down. The US futures have extremely doing good. It's all in green. US and the Europe market is doing good, and because of that our SGX Nifty is showing a huge gap up, that is 98 points, right? It was around 100 plus, right now it is at 98. Let me just refresh, it's still at 98. Now if the US market just opened about an hour back, if the US market continues, right, where is that screen? If the US market continues going on the upside, and if this level becomes more 140, 150, we might end up getting a huge gap up. Now, as of now, we'll just see the scenario for now. 100 point means in Bank Nifty will easily get about 300, 400 points. We could be exactly opening around 39,500 level if this bullishness of the US market sustains, right? If we get a dip and again get a gap down or a flat opening, then it's a different story. But as of now, it looks like we're going to get a pretty big opening. If we open in this area, right, there is a good chance. See, when we open here, we cannot say whether it will go up or come down, right? We'll have to see how the OI build-up happens in the morning. If on the call side, 39,500 call side, if the OI is building up, then there can be some reversal. On 39,500, if the put is building up, then definitely we can see further the market going further up. The first target is 39,700, and then probably even this 40,140 is possible. And if we put the CPR, right, we have R3 at about 39,826. In case we get a very big opening above, somewhere close to R3 or above R2, then best is just stay out of the trade for most part of the day and see post 1 o'clock or 1:30 if we can catch any trend. That would be the best thing. But for some reason, if we get a flat opening right now, just assume that the US market slips later on. They just opened right now. They have the full day to trade. Probably later on in the day if they dip. And sorry, in case we get a flat opening, right? In case we get a flat opening around this level itself, 39,000 or a small gap down, then once this breaks, yeah, definitely we can see a good move until 39,500. This one move can give us around 250 points in the option premium easy. And in case we come down, this is a place where we can buy. This is a good buying zone, that is around 36,000, 38,600. I don't think we will come here. The way the market closed today, right, I have a feeling that even when we get a gap up, see, now what is going to happen most likely is, if we just look at the Banknifty open interest, see, a lot of put writing has come in today. This is the change in OI. And if you see the positional open interest, there's a lot of calls that call writers are still there until 39,500. Now, if we open somewhere close to 39,500, right, all those people will have to exit, and some good short covering can come on the upside in the early morning, and this move might be very quick. We might not be able to catch it itself. But these are the levels that I'm seeing: 40,100 and 39,760 on the upper side recently, where we had a slip. Obviously we will gap up above this level, but now if we open somewhere in this region and if we get a dip around this level, right, 39,100, and a nice bullish candle like this, a pattern like this, if we check on 5 minute, like a nice bullish pattern over here, this level also can be a good buy with these upper levels as the target. There is another possibility with whatever the bearishness that is there in the market with this interest rate and all that, right? And this is perfectly, and this is another possibility. I'm just like, I kind of keep all the setups and all the possibilities open, right? So whichever works, you trade. If nothing works, you don't take a trade. So that's how I plan my trade. Now this is perfectly, now after all this big bull run that we had, right, from 7,000 points, if we have to dip further, if the market is going to dip further, there is a good possibility we might make a double top and break this level, and then the market might become bearish again. So that's another scenario, because if you see the chart is kind of forming that, and that double top, whatever this double top that I am expecting, right, this is what I am expecting, like a double top. Obviously not exactly, it might be a little up or a little down, and then come down. Once we break this, we might go down. But all this double top thing will fail if we tomorrow close above 39,800. Then definitely the market is going to make a new high for sure. So this is with Bank Nifty. See, now why I'm showing this double top is now why the reason I mentioned about this double top is, now this is an hourly chart in Bank Nifty. Okay, now say we open somewhere close to here and we get a very quick move, we might not be able to catch it. Okay, we get a very quick move, so this is a place I'll be a little careful. I won't be extremely bullish over here unless we break out of this 39,750, probably because of this. If a nice double top comes, and hardly, if you look at the, what do you say, the divergence, if there is some kind of a bearish divergence, most likely a bearish divergence can build up, but it all depends on how much gap up or what we get, right? If we get a nice bearish divergence, yeah, based on the price action, yeah, probably. See, the fall tomorrow might be restricted because of we might not get a big fall because of the monthly expiry, but this is one place where we'll have to be careful. Now, if somebody gets a nice entry somewhere at the bottom, right, if the market comes here, we can just blindly exit and then see if we break out, we can take another trade, otherwise just stay out of the trading. So this with Bank Nifty, let's just see Nifty, what are the possible things that can happen on the 15-minute chart. See, Nifty is making this nice ascending triangle pattern. Sorry, when the Bank Nifty went up today, right, in the end, in the last half an hour, Nifty didn't move much. Bank Nifty shot up 200 points, Nifty was just about 30 points. Now, the best trade for Nifty is if we get a huge gap up, there is a possibility we might come to fill this gap, 17,000, around 17,750, right? And the next resistance is 17,800. Now we are seeing a 100-point gap up. Now a 100-point gap up will exactly put us in this level, that is in this gap area. So the best trade is once this level breaks out, right, then we might come and test this level. See, previously when we came here, how choppy we were, right? So even the up move might be a little choppy, but if this level breaks, then we might get a nice good move on the upside. Let me just check the SGX Nifty. Okay, it's 93. See, most likely if we get a huge gap up, right, we won't have much to trade, but in case we get a pretty flat opening, like we gap up above this level, we have taken resistance almost thrice, we open somewhere close to like a 40-50 point gap up we get. The best trade would be wait for a retest, and then if we get a nice bullish price action here, we can go long with first level as 900 and 800 as the targets in Nifty. And in case we fall, the best trade is once this black trend line breaks, probably we can take a short trade with 17,500 is a very good support. I need to mark that because twice we have taken good support here today itself. That is here 17,523. So these are the levels on the downside in case we come down, and where we can take some good resistance on the upside is in Nifty is here, that is 17,800. Once we come here, we might face some resistance because of this price action, but if this also breaks after the gap up, if this breaks, then there's a good chance we might see even 17,960 or any one of these CPR levels. That is okay, CPR R3 itself is here for tomorrow. So this is too much for tomorrow. See, if this level breaks, right, the next level is this itself, 17,900, but this is too much for the market to move suddenly 200 points on the upside, but still we can just have this marked. So these are the levels that I'll be working with in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Today I was until yesterday like night at this time when I was making the video, was kind of hoping we'll get a gap up and get a nice reversal from here, but we didn't get a nice move. Though this move was 500 points, we were able to capture only about 100 or 270 points only until the previous day high from here. The moment we saw kind of this hidden divergence, we were able to only capture this move. So let's just see how it goes tomorrow. Is the monthly expiry. Definitely the market will be volatile, but these are the levels that I'll be working with in Nifty and Bank Nifty.